Hello everyone and welcome back to Games in the Attic. I'm your host the Tominator and thanks for tuning in. So, it's Sonic's 30th anniversary, which has got me thinking about all the Sonic games that I've passed on over the years, because we pretty much went our separate ways after Sonic Adventure for the Sega Dreamcast. Now, I'm a 90s kid and I grew up during the height of Sega and Sonic's popularity. I was definitely one of those kids that would wake up Christmas morning hoping for a Mega Drive game or two. And the original Sonic games were a huge part of my childhood, and he's partly the reason why many of us are still gaming to this very day. Now, Sonic's 30th anniversary has also reminded me that I am older than Sonic, which is a fact that I don't think I'm okay with. But since it's Sonic's 30th birthday, I thought I'd catch up on some Sonic games I've never played before, starting with the Sonic Advance Trilogy. Let's go. Back in the late 80s and early 90s waged the only war I ever cared about, the Bit Wars. Nintendo versus Sega, Sonic versus Mario, Mega versus Super. And for a while at least, Sega held its own, and for a couple of years were the only ones offering a 16-bit console, which was the reason for the now infamous Sega slogan, "What Nintendo?" This is why Sonic had such an impact on us back then. Yeah, when we look back now we can see that no Sonic game ever matched up to Super Mario World, or Super Mario Bros. 3 for that matter. But for gamers like myself, the Mega Drive and Sonic was our introduction to 16-bit gaming. Going from this to this felt like a huge leap at the time, and Sonic won us kids over. So much so that here we are 30 years later celebrating his very existence. Plus, waking up to the Sonic cartoon on Saturday mornings was one of the highlights of my childhood. But who won the console wars? Well, the fact that this happened pretty much tells you all you need to know. Sonic Advance, released in 2001 for the Game Boy Advance, was the first Sonic game ever to make its way onto Nintendo hardware. Putting a Sonic game in a Nintendo console still feels weird. Like putting God of War in an Xbox weird. That being said, it's a pretty good game, when you can see it. Nice graphics, and the gameplay feels about as close to Sonic 3 as a handheld game can get. You got your spin dash, protection bubble, magnetic bubble, and some new moves like the jump dash and somersault. You can also choose to play through the game as Tails, Knuckles, or once they've been unlocked. Tails is probably the best for exploring the levels and finding the hidden bonus stages. Knuckles, as always, can glide, stick to walls, and punch the shit out of enemies. And everyone's least favourite Sonic character has a hammer and can't spin dash. She just does this derpy long jump that's no good to man or beast. The game does get unfair and unnecessarily difficult towards the end, and it really makes me wonder if the Sonic team knew that most kids would be playing this in the back of their parents' cars, hoping that the sun was behind them so they could see what the fuck they were doing. It also suffers from something that I like to call getting Sonic'd. Getting Sonic'd is when everything's going great. You haven't been hit in a while, you've collected some rings, do a couple of these, then all of a sudden you'll get a spike up the arse that could have only been foreseen by That So Raven. Boom! Sonic'd. Bam! Sonic'd. Pow! Sonic'd. And because Game Boy Advance games are zoomed in more than usual, enemies and their projectiles seem to just appear before you even know what hit you. Side note, underwater Sonic levels are probably the reason for my recurring drowning nightmare. Nothing makes me more anxious than the about to drown music in Sonic games. Not only that, but one of the boss battles in Sonic Advance takes place underwater, making us choose between attacking Robotnik or gasping for air. And it doesn't help that the boss music sounds like the Jaws theme, the other reason for my recurring drowning nightmare. Sonic Advance has some excellent music though, real toe-tapping shit. That first Casino Zone music is worthy of any mainline Mario game. The absolute worst things in the game though are the bonus stages. For some reason you have a surfboard and you're falling through, I don't know, Satan's anus, trying to collect enough rings to earn a Chaos Emerald. The 3D effect is ass! And you'll be floating through clusters of rings and not collect a single one. Failure? I'll tell you what's a failure. These fucking bonus stages. I only got 2 Chaos Emeralds. I mean, I beat the game. That's enough, right? I'm not the completionist. I'm the do just enoughinist when it comes to Sonic Advance. There's also a Chow Garden, which is there. Overall though, I gotta say I enjoyed putting a stop to Robotnik's plans once again. Felt like old times. Question is, did we need 2 more of them? Sonic Advance 2 released a year later in 2002. And has got a lot more emphasis on Sonic's gotta go fast mantra, which scared me at first considering how many times I got Sonic'd in the first game, but you get Sonic'd about the same amount. Same old shit, different game. And the techno bass levels have got to be some of the most confusing, eye-straining, headache-inducing, arse-about-face Sonic levels I've ever played, with music that makes me feel like I'm under a bridge at a European goth rave. Also, Sonic grinds now.
How do you do, fellow kids?
He also has a new double jump and spin attack, which does help keep the action flowing. The Robotnik battles are continuously scrolling, which makes a change. Whether it's a good change or not, I'm not sure. It's a little difficult to position Sonic where you want him during these battles, but I can see where they were going with it. In later levels, when the difficulty ramps up, however, they just become frustratingly hard. And the final boss run, where you have to fight Robotnik's 8 different forms, plus a final form, in one run, is mental. And again, kids were playing this in the back of their parents' cars, hoping that they didn't drive past a large tree, and the SP wouldn't be out for another year. I mean, have some fucking mercy. Sonic Advance 2 also introduced a new character, Cream the Rabbit, who I really like, and as soon as you unlock her, switch to her immediately, because her ability to throw her chow at enemies makes the boss fights way easier and actually the whole game way more fun. She also looks cool, can fly like towels, and is just a delight to be around. Unlike Amy, the nagging fucking bitch. The music is serviceable, but there's nothing that jumps out and makes you want to pop and lock like the first game. Sonic Advance 2 thankfully swapped out the awful bonus stages from the first game with something a little bit more achievable. The only problem is reaching the bloody things. It's impossible, and I bet there are thousands of gamers out there that played this as kids and never even knew they existed. You have to collect 7 golden coins hidden throughout the level, but without a guide, good fucking luck. 7 coins is also way too many. 3 would have been more than enough. Once you've collected the 7 coins, make your way to the end of the level where you'll be taken to the bonus stage. In the bonus stage, you're given a certain amount of time to collect a certain amount of rings while a robot chases you. This arrow points to the killer robot, and at first you think it's telling you where to go, but no, it's not! And if you fail the bonus stage, you gotta collect the 7 golden coins again! Like on your bike, I'm not doing that again! Besides the ludicrous coin collecting and final boss difficulty, it's a good sequel, with some cool ideas, and if you're playing as Cream, it's probably more enjoyable than the first game. So that leaves us with Sonic Advance 3. And first off, I just want to say, did I miss something? Since when did Robotnik start being known only as Eggman? I thought Eggman was just some fat-shaming insult Sonic used to throw at Robotnik. Am I really that behind the times here? Is this as bad as someone still calling Peach Princess Toadstool? Well, I guess I am older than Sonic, so I should just jump on my penny farthing and fuck off. Anyway, Sonic Advance 3. It's a weird one. It takes elements from the previous 2 games, but somehow comes out worse than both. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad game, but there's nothing in this game that's particularly good. I mean, just listen to the Sonic Advance 3's version of the original Green Hill Zone music.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Also, I think I got Sonic'd more in this game than I did in the previous 2 games combined. You can't just spring a wallfish on a man and expect him to be okay with it. Everything feels like a trap. The spike placement is just pure evil, and the underwater stage nearly gave me a heart attack. The levels are pretty paint by numbers at this point and are hard to enjoy when you're constantly on edge wondering what unfair pile of crap the game is going to throw at you next. And for some reason, Sonic Team decided to include hub worlds because who doesn't love wasting a couple of minutes figuring out where to go next? The one thing I did like about the game is that this time around you can choose a character to join Sonic. So I went as classic as you could get and picked Tails. What's cool is you can hold down the R button and perform combo moves, which help you explore the levels and find collectibles easier. And when I say collectibles, I mean the hidden chow, because if you want to access the bonus stages and collect the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic Advance 3, you have to find 10 of these little shits per world. Once you've collected all 10 chows, a golden key appears in one of the levels. You don't know which one though, isn't that a pip? Now you think you'd just be able to collect the key and back out of the level, wouldn't you? But no, you gotta beat the stage again to keep the key. Now you finally got the key, you can unlock the special spring in the hub world and access the bonus stage. And my heart sank when I saw this. But thankfully, these stages are way more forgiving than the first game when it comes to ring collecting. My problem is that none of this is even remotely fun to do. Collecting the chows is tedious. Finding and collecting the key and playing through a stage that has nothing more to offer you again is pointless, and the bonus stages just don't feel like that much of a bonus. And the thought of collecting 70 Chow and 7 golden keys across 7 worlds makes me want to ride my penny farthing off a cliff. And you know how I said I hated the techno bass levels from Sonic Advance 2? Well, Cybertrack Zone from Sonic Advance 3 is its older, wilder, pill-popping brother. The music alone is like having a bad acid trip in a Russian nightclub. The boss fights went back to normal, except this time around you sometimes have to fight this little bitch robot before Robotnik. And Robotnik's final form is the hardest fight across all 3 games, and beating him comes down to whether or not you're lucky enough to keep catching the one ring you have left. So that was the Sonic Advance Trilogy. The first 2 games are actually pretty good. Apart from the first game's bonus stages and the second game's absurd coin collecting, I'm glad I finally got around to playing them, and they were a great way of reuniting with a childhood hero. The third game, however, can come with me and my penny farthing off the cliff.